just hit a morning workout and now I am going to drive 45 minutes to our nearest like city. Honestly, it's great for my wallet. Like if I had a Target down the street, like when I was in college, like I would always order takeout. There's nowhere in town that delivers. No, there's one place in my town that delivers. I hate ordering takeout. It's not my thing and it's so expensive because I live in like a tourist destination. That's a lie. I am fine with takeout. Like I used to go pick up Chipotle takeout like multiple times a week because that's like a safe food of mine. I love a burrito bowl. I now just like typically make them at home, but it doesn't quite hit the same. I figured I would just take you with me. I haven't been to this big city since I've been back from Ireland, and typically I try and go like right when I get back from a trip, right before I leave for a trip, because I'm just out of things and I need to pick up things. Since I started swimming, I want to get like some leave-in conditioner or hair mask just because I'm worried for the safety of my hair being in a swim cap, and chlorine, I don't know, hasn't been a problem the last decade because I haven't been a swimmer. That's what I'm doing on my day off. I want to just go buy some pointless shit. Not really pointless, it's like all stuff I need, like deodorant. That's not pointless. Also want to try like a shaving oil, stuff for my hair. I need some new nail polish. Ooh, I was gonna look at Target for bikinis because I ordered this one off of Amazon and I hated it. And I need at least like one good bikini for when I go to Europe this summer. I just like don't have cute bikinis. And it's not like I'm like trying to order a ton and just like have like 100 bikinis. I think that's super unnecessary personally. Maybe I'm just a hater because I can't afford to do that. But I have like 3 and they just like don't fit very well. I'm gonna look for that. I also want to dye my hair before I go. I know I'm gonna go to the big city a couple more times before I go on this next trip because I have some appointments up there. So I don't need to buy everything today, but I'm feeling I want to spend some money. I don't really know what the point of this video is. I think just like doing like a week in my life type shit. I don't know, just a bunch of random clips of me talking thrown into a video. I don't know, sometimes when I'm driving, like I don't even want to listen to music. I just like want to pretend like I'm on a podcast and talk and like get my thoughts out, act like I'm having a conversation with someone. So I didn't post this when it was happening, just because I recorded stuff and then I forgot about it, like forgot to edit it. That happens a lot. Like there's a lot of videos that I've recorded and I wish I would have just like put them up when they were happening, because like sometimes I feel like when anything is being like brought to your attention to like talk about, to create, to whatever, you kind of have to do it when the moment strikes. Like you can't wait too long to record something because sometimes things are time sensitive. Maybe not literally, but like sometimes you're just being called to speak right now, and if you wait and hold off 6 months, like you're not being called to speak in 6 months about this. You know, I don't know if that makes any sense. But I did film something talking about my dating life. And sexuality is just something that is constantly on my mind because I'm just like constantly ruminating over like what my sexual identity is. I feel like I've always been the most comfortable with just being unlabeled, just because I don't find it super important for myself personally to have labels. Like I find them, they stress me out, and I'm autistic and I just like labels in general, I don't fully like, they just don't hold a ton of weight for me, besides when trying to find community. And that's where I find myself being like, but I need a label because I want to be able to find my own like niche or community within the LGBTQ community, you know what I mean? I'll typically just say bi, but I'm also like, I also say queer. There was a point where I was like, am I interested in men? I don't think so. Read The Lesbian Master Doc, alright? And I know what you're thinking, like you should not ever base your sexual identity off of a random document on the internet. And yeah, true. And I wasn't, but I hadn't really thought too much about comp het and like what that could look like for me. And so I was like, I think that's what my experience is. Then I met some like nice men and I was like, oh my god, no, I think I still am attracted to men. I just have like a lot of trauma from men, like a lot. Like from my very first experience with a man, it was traumatic, and it's something that I've pushed down, and I feel like I pursued men more heavily because of the trauma, not necessarily because of comp het. I realized like the stuff with comp het wasn't fully fitting my experience, and I know that the person that wrote the Lesbian Master Doc, didn't she come out as bi? And like that's a valid experience to go, I don't know, I just feel like people need to be more understanding that sexuality is like such a fluid journey for a lot of people, and like labels change because like you shouldn't ever try and fit yourself into a label, and I don't know. I just think it's okay to not be married to a label. Like if you are married to a label, like, and that's your experience, like totally valid, obviously, but like it hasn't been mine. Like at one point in my life, I genuinely thought I was straight, and that's absurd. Like I used to identify as a straight woman, like no questions even asked, which is, I had that experience with like a nice man, and I was like, oh my god, what is happening? Never experienced this before. But then I was like, but I still haven't dated a woman, like, and I really want to, and I really feel like I owe myself exploring that more, because I just haven't, because I live in a tiny town. When I'm not in a tiny town, I've been traveling, and I just don't know what I'm doing. But I'm going to Europe this summer. I say Europe as a whole because I really don't know where I'm going. I really need to figure it out because it's starting to stress me out. I kind of was thinking like maybe get an Airbnb for a month, and I know that's like expensive, but I'm kind of like viewing it as like I'm not paying rent, so like what do a lot of my friends pay in rent a month? I could just get an Airbnb in a different country for that, you know what I mean? That's kind of what my vibe is. I don't have a ton saved up. Like, I have a decent amount, but I know people that spend more in 2-3 weeks on their European summer vacation than I will in the 4 months that I'm supposed to be over there. So wish me luck, because your girl's gonna have to budget, and I'm not super good at like tracking my spending, to be quite honest with you. I'm gonna need to volunteer somewhere. I'm gonna need to be in one place for a long time, and that's honestly kind of what I want out of this summer. I've done the whole fast-paced travel theory through Europe. I've done the Euro Pass, and that was really fun, and I think it'd be even more fun in the summer. But I also know that like where I'm at right now is like I want to try and develop routine and community within a place. Like it'd be really cool to like go on dates and be like, I'm being in this place for a consistent period of time, and like maybe meet a local girl or something like that. I don't know, that would be the goal. It's hot girl summer, literally. Please, universe, give me some like good gay experiences this summer. I deserve it. But I'll show the clip of me talking about this man dating situation. I very briefly talked about it. I started seeing one of the guys because he was just pursuing me harder, truthfully, and he was really nice. I was like, holy shit, this is such a nice man. I feel like I'm going to fucking ruin him. It's like, I just like don't want to date a man right now when I know that there are women out there that I just feel like I need to give myself that experience. Like it's confusing because like I know I'm like physically attracted to men, but I also like don't really want to date a man right now. But also it just totally depends on how they make me feel and how I feel about them. I think I'm just attracted to hot people and good vibes. Fuck, bro, I don't know. But the thing with posting this on the internet is inevitably there's going to be comments that are going to tell me what my experience is, or they're going to project being like, I thought this way and I turned out to be a lesbian. I thought this way, and babe, I'm definitely bisexual. I'm pansexual. I don't care. It's not that I don't care. Like, I want to connect with people about similar experiences, but I hate this like projecting that comes with it on the internet. People pop out of the womb and like know who they are and what they're into, and I did not, and that's a valid experience. So I'm thinking about my European summer, and I want to date women, and I want to like just say yes and like try and put myself out there. I feel like I've gone 25 years of my life like very much appealing the male gaze. No, I would not say 25 years. I would say I kind of started changing and like being more myself outside of that, like when COVID hit, just because I spent so much time alone at home that I kind of started to grasp who I was a little bit more. The autism realization and all that stuff also came around that time, and I feel like I dress differently than I did when I was like a sorority girl. Like I would never wear like a massive push-up bra and like I don't like the tightest shirt and like little skirts. Like that's so not my style anymore. But I love makeup, I love crop tops, I love, you know, more feminine style clothing, but I also love to mix it with more masculine clothing. I think like the second I got a septum piercing and some tattoos, I feel like the demographic of men that started to find me attractive changed. I don't know if it necessarily got lower, but like it changed for sure. I feel like that sounds so dramatic because like I'm not even like heavily tattooed or heavily pierced or anything like that out of the box in my opinion, because like obviously the type of content I consume on the internet and the type of people that I'm more associated with, like I tell the type of men that approach me when I was in a sorority and like very much appealing to the male gaze and just like really had and such a highly masked situation. Like it's just very different. Just a long-winded way for me to say that I'm like nervous about like women not finding me attractive, and this is not in like a fishing for compliments type way, like, or a way for people to be like, yeah, totally, you're not getting any women. I'm talking about this right now because I don't feel like I look my best right now, you know what I mean? Like I'm not feeling super confident right now, and so like I would expect men to look at me right now and be like, you know what I mean? But like would a woman look at me and be like, okay, yeah, I don't know, like I just find it really difficult for me to look at myself through like a female gaze instead of the male gaze. I don't know, I feel like it's something that I'm a little insecure about. Not that people like won't know that I'm gay or that I'm interested in a woman, I just like I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what's happening. I just want to experience like some wholesome queer love, like I really do. Really just rambling on at this point. I'm glad I realized that before I was like super down bad for this nice man, you know what I mean? And then I started talking again to this man that I've been obsessed with since I was literally 12 years old. I'll be obsessed with him until I die probably, but dating that guy for a little bit actually kind of like made me realize like some things that I do and don't want in relationships. I'm not joking when I tell you I manifested this exact person like 2-3 years ago. Like I went back in my journal and I was like, holy fuck. The circumstances were so weird. Anyways, with what I thought I wanted multiple years ago finally came to fruition, it like wasn't even what I wanted anymore. Like at that point I had manifested someone that's just like me, someone that is just like me. Like our brains work very similar, we have very similar temperaments. Even though I'm autistic, I can actually be really fucking sarcastic. Like I love to crack a joke. I do love sarcasm, even if I don't understand your sarcasm. I love to be sarcastic. I love to laugh, which I never really realized until I was dating this guy, and he just wasn't funny. For me, being like really funny only comes out around certain people. Like sometimes I need like the energy to bounce off of, but like with this guy I felt like I was being extra funny, and I felt the first few times we were hanging out I was laughing so much, and then inevitably I hit like a rough mental health point because autism, and this is my first time dating after finding out about the autism, and just like I was having like a shutdown week and I was really struggling with energy. I was not doing so well, so like when I hang out with this guy I was pretty much like I just wanted to be like nonverbal. I didn't want to speak, like I was just really struggling. And I know some of you know, like when you're autistic and you're like on that shutdown point, like when you do talk, like when you're forced to talk, like a lot of things, in my opinion, in my experience, come out very short, blunt, very, like, compared to when you're masking, or even when you're unmasking, but you're not, like, in that shutdown space, like, you sound so different, like you sound very like mad almost, and it's not, you're not really mad, you're just like overstimulated. I don't know, it's like hard to explain. That's kind of my experience. But like I was hanging out with him like that, and so I wasn't cracking jokes, but he wasn't cracking jokes, and I was like, oh god, I need someone that is funny. Like I need someone that doesn't take life as seriously as I do, because like I take life seriously. Like at my core I wish I didn't, but I do. Like I have ADHD, I'm autistic, and I struggle a lot with like the daily things about life, and it feels like a lot of my norm is kind of with a rain cloud above my head with a rainbow. I feel like I have a good outlook on life, and I feel like I appreciate the little things, but I also feel like I have just high levels of anxiety. I tend to psychoanalyze myself, I tend to psychoanalyze other people, I tend to psychoanalyze situations, and sometimes that's fun, and that's sometimes fun to dissect with other people. But I realized in a romantic partner, I like don't really want to be with someone that is like that. Like I kind of want someone that's a bit more chill and funny and just like is lighthearted, but can have those conversations with me, or make me or just listen to me have those conversations. Let me just info dump about things, like what I'm doing right now. Like let me just like blurb all this out, and you just sit there and bat your cute little eyes and then kiss me, and you're like, oh my god, yeah, it makes sense. Or you know, like I'm fine with that, and I didn't think I was fine with that. This man was like therapizing, know how that word, but like therapize, I think that maybe is a word. When I tell you he's the nicest man I've ever met, I do mean that. Like the bar is in hell. Like when I told him some personal things and I said no, he didn't like push it, you know what I mean? Like that, the bar is low. Listen to me, seemed like he wanted to talk to me. Again, the bar is in hell. When I told him, like before I told him I was autistic, which is also the first person I've ever told that I was dating that I'm autistic, and that was really anxiety inducing, but it went fine. But before that I had told him like I hate eye contact, like I'm really bad with eye contact, which is like honestly why I kind of like driving and talking, because I don't like to look at the camera anyways. Like I'm gonna look at the road. Like sometimes I'll check to make sure you're still there, but I'm gonna look at the road. But I told him I hate eye contact. I was like, I struggle with it. Like sometimes when I'm in a romantic relationship, like if you have beautiful eyes, like I do, I just want to stare at your eyes all day. It's really dependent, and sometimes I feel like, yeah, if I'm in love with you, like I will just like stare at you. Like I'll stare at your eyes, we can make eye contact. Like no one should ever like judge my interest in them based off the amount of eye contact I do, because like when I'm talking, like I can't look at you. Like I can't look at anyone because I can't think if I'm looking in your eyes. Like I can't authentically communicate and make eye contact, typically. No, actually, even in a romantic relationship, like if we're making eye contact, there can be no words, you know what I mean? Which I think is like intimate in its own way, like no words, but like I can't. Anyways, I told him this, and he was like, well, why do we think that is? Like, is it because you're scared of being vulnerable, or like some shit like that? And I was like, no, actually, you can be a very open person about things and be very objective. Like this is like the shit I struggled with in my childhood, and this is how it affects me now. I intellectualize my feelings a lot, so like I will be open about that, but there's still like this wall. Like I'm very, I don't want to say calculated. It doesn't feel calculated, but like I share a lot. Like I overshare. Like what I'm doing right now is I'm sharing on the internet, right? But there's still so much that I don't share, because like obviously, like in even if some person uploaded like a 5-hour video of them in their day, like you wouldn't see everything. Even if someone uploaded like a 24-hour video and you only saw one full day of their life, you wouldn't see their full life, you know what I mean? Like no matter what you post, like people are missing a lot of fucking information. You're gonna judge whatever I say based off of your life. That's just how life works. It's not like some revolutionary, thought-provoking sentiment. Think about it when I post, especially because the thought of people that I know in real life watching what I post and being like, why the fuck is Jordan oversharing like that on the internet. This bitch should not be posting this stuff online, because what if she's trying to get employed and they see this and they're like, what is wrong with you? When you're consuming a lot of content, or you're an influencer, you're in that space, because I've seen a lot of influencers talk about it, where they're like, everyone wants to be an influencer. That is so not true. That's so not true. Most 99% of the people that I know in real life have no interest in posting online ever at all. Like, so I always find that sentiment to be quite funny. I think that when you post at all in the way that I post, I hate that people like assume, or maybe that's just me judging myself, assuming that I'm trying to be an influencer, and that's cringe. Like, maybe people aren't assuming that or like judging that. I tell myself that they are assuming that I'm trying to go viral and become this like mega influencer. It'd be really cool to develop a platform of like like-minded people and like have that community and be able to produce art, because I find that this is like a creatively fulfilling endeavor for me. Like, I love videos, I love photos, I love sharing on the internet, I love talking, like I love being vulnerable. This is a great way for me to get all my thoughts out. Like, it's mentally, like, it's beneficial for me. I know that there are so many people in my real life, or people in general, that just like don't understand like why this would be like good for me, or why this would be even something that I would consider doing, if that makes sense. If you know me in real life, I'm not the type of person to just like whip out a vlog camera. I get really uncomfortable with like having to ask people to take photos of me. I am never the type of person that's like, oh my god, get an individual photo of me. I also always have individual photos of me, and it's because like when I travel, I bring a tripod, I take them by myself. I'm more comfortable in front of a camera by myself. I did do some vlogging when I was by myself, and I could do it in front of other people, but I feel very uncomfortable like being perceived by people I know in this way. It's such a vulnerable version of me that like not a lot of people have access to, and it's strange. I know I've talked about this before, but it's strange to share that with strangers versus sharing that with people that know me. And I don't mean like close friends that I talk to, I just mean like distant friends, acquaintances, people I haven't spoken to in a long time, people that barely knew me in high school, college, or maybe like seeing how I've changed and how I've grown. It makes me uncomfortable to share that, because I'm the type of person that I believe that the way we interact with social media is important, and I would prefer to like create content and engage in content that I feel like inspires me, helps me connect with people with where I'm at now, right? Like, when I started posting on TikTok, like, I met one of my best friends. Not only were they autistic, and has that helped me with like my own autism realizations and just having another friend to like talk about things with, but they're also queer, and having that community has been really important to me. I find that social media is really good for connecting like-minded people and people with similar identities. I don't think social media needs to be following everyone from your high school and your college and keeping up with sorority sisters you don't care about, or that random guy that you sat next to in high school algebra. Like I don't think that's what social media is to me. My personal private account, there are people that I still follow from high school, that I still follow from college, and I sound like a hypocrite. It's not where I post like my vulnerable stuff or my travel stuff or whatever. I just, like, if people want to have access to me in that way, like, they can choose that. I'm not gonna just like force it upon my old Instagram following. That's my opinion. But I just talked like the entire way to the big city, and I didn't even get to listen to music, and honestly that's throwing me off a little bit. Like, I kind of needed some mental prep of some Taylor Swift before I'm gonna go in with headphones anyways. I'll just listen to Taylor Swift in Target. I can't stop listening to The Smallest Man Who's Ever Lived, because damn, she really did something with that song. Big fan. I'll do a haul once I'm done, because I feel like I never just like buy shit, and I need to be saving for this Europe travel summer, but I'm gonna go buy some shit. Yay! When I tell you I never do this, I very rarely go and just pointlessly spend money, just because I don't make that much money as it is, and I live at home with my parents, so I don't have to pay rent, which is great. So I get to save a majority of my money, and I save it for travel, so I don't really spend a ton of money on clothes or just a bunch of random shit. Well, I just went and bought a bunch of random shit. Some shit I did actually need. I got these shorts in the men's section, didn't try them on, so I need to see if they fit. I don't know, I tried on like swimsuits and stuff, and it just wasn't the vibe. I walked past these peach rings and just needed to get them. Telescopic mascara. This was on sale in just like the cutest claw clip. I told myself that I was gonna stop buying claw clips just because they were cute, but all of my bigger ones are broken because I just will accidentally put them on the floor, then I step on them. This is where purchases get unnecessary, but look at these squiggly earrings. And then I'm really into wearing silver hoops lately. I got these from Target a few weeks ago, and I think they're cool because they're like a double hoop, but it only goes into one hole. Then I got some deodorant. I need to switch it up because I've given myself chemical burns from the Old Spice. I can only take it for so long. Then I got this little set of acrylic paints, and I got canvas. I'm gonna make my friend like a graduation / engagement / marriage present. I say that because it's just gonna take me a long time to do. And then I got some canvas prints because I want to, oh fuck. I need to get glue. I want to start like bedazzling shit again. So I got that. And then I got this EOS cashmere bikini shave. I don't know, never used one before, but I'm like, I'm going to be swimming a lot and I just want to see. Ooh, and then I got Miss Emma's cinnamon bun latte, Chamberlain coffee. I've never tried her stuff. I love, big Emma supporter. Sorry Emma, I just am not a coffee drinker really. It says it's a sweeter recipe with oat milk, so maybe I will like it, and I'm excited to try it. Let's do a little taste test. I need to go to Walmart and then City Market. Then I might go to Qdoba. Fuck, I'm spending a lot of money. There's a couple more things I need to get. I need to get my cat some cat food at Walmart. This is literally no offense to Emma. I just don't think I like coffee. Like, I think if this would be good if I was like a coffee. Like, it's not bad, but it's not like I love like a good chai latte. When I make my chai latte, I buy a cinnamon roll creamer. Definitely does not taste like this. This is like, it says sweeter recipe. It is sweet, but it's still got that bitter coffee taste to it, which it's coffee, so like no shit. I wish I could support her more. I also hate matcha though. Ew, now I have like coffee breath. Well, I tried. Okay, let's go to Walmart. I'm spending money. It's okay. I have multiple doubles this week.